Welcome to the Cornea Impression. My name is Shivaum Punjabi and we are going to be talking about Aston Martin today. Aston Martin has been around for 100 plus years. It's been through various ups and downs, has achieved a lot of success at times and a lot of downs as well. We are here to talk about Aston Martin and what it's up to right now. We will also be driving this beautiful DB12. But before we get into driving bits, here's a few things you need to know about Aston Martin. Racing has always been part of Aston Martin's DNA. 2025, Aston Martin is making big moves. In Formula 1, Adrian Newey is back again and they are launching the brand new car, the AMR 25, which should help Aston Martin give a more steady, reliable and upward swing in performance, make them competitive enough to genuinely fight against everybody else in Formula 1. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how they perform in the Formula 1 season. We are also going to be seeing Aston Martin return to endurance racing in IMSA and WEC as well. So Valkyrie AMR is going to be there racing across the world in different tracks, and let's see how that does. But there is always a but in this case. 2023, 2024, 2025, we saw Aston Martin go through ups and downs at the same time. 2023 was a good year for the brand. They announced that they want to make 7,000 cars in 2024 and sell to the public. Sadly, that did not happen. Why? Because they were plagued with supplier issues. And this was not only Aston Martin. Multiple car manufacturers across Europe have said a lot of components are not delivered to them on time. Suppliers can't come up or fulfill the demand that's happening, including tires as well. You'll see a lot of brands change to different manufacturers or different brands because their original partners could not fulfill the demand. So it's a very interesting situation for car manufacturers across the world. We also saw delays in cars that Aston Martin had showed now coming to life. Example, the Valhalla. The Valhalla was showcased to public in 2019. It's only coming to life in 2025. It is Aston Martin's first plug-in hybrid car in collaboration with Red Bull Racing. So that is supposed to be a massive move by Aston Martin. We finally have the car now. They've announced that they'll start building the car in 2025. The Valkyrie was also delayed. We saw the Valkyrie come to life and delivery start in 2024, which is a very good thing. But the Valkyrie, again, a lot of them have come up for resale in the secondary market, and we see prices move up and down for that car. Considering the fact that it's a collectible hypercar and a proper Formula 1 road-going inspired car, it's still facing a lot of issues overall. So how that pans out, let's wait and watch. It's a very interesting time for Aston Martin to push into the market to make sure they stay strong, they stay assertive, and they keep growing the brand from strength to strength. They have 3 road-going models which have finally been updated with all the latest tech and performance features, the DBX, the Vantage, and the DB12, which I'm about to drive shortly and let you know how this car is. I'm sure this car won't let me down because I genuinely think Aston Martin has upped its game in making road-going cars. During this time period, Aston Martin even showcased a few other cars, the Victor, the Valor, and the Vanquish, which we will be seeing very soon. Naturally, aspirated V12 returns in that car because this car does not have a V12. But I'm sure this is not going to disappoint because I'm quite excited to drive this thing. It looks spectacular as per me. But we go into the detail of this car shortly. We move on to understanding who owns Aston Martin nowadays, because it's a confusing shareholding pattern. Majority of the shareholding is by Lawrence Stroll and his holding company, followed by Saudi Arabia's PIF, followed by Geely Automotive Holding, which is the Chinese car manufacturer, followed by Mercedes. Mercedes owns roughly 7% of this brand, followed by mutual fund, banks, and other individual investors who own a piece of this company. Why is the shareholding pattern important? Well, it is important because When the price of the stock falls down, all the shareholders get worried, they get concerned. And this is definitely a matter of concern. Like I told you, in 2023, Aston Martin said that in 2024, they will sell 7,000 cars. In October 2024, they announced that they sold only 3,900 cars. That means they were short by a huge margin. Sales in China or demand in China fell by 50%, which is a very significant number for a brand like Aston Martin. 2025 is an interesting year because if the motorsports angle is pitched out correctly, marketed successfully, and Aston Martin manages to push and get wins in the motorsports category, it's going to help them impact sales for cars such as this. It will help them sell more road-going cars. That is what Ferrari has done, McLaren has done, or all the other people participating in motorsports do. Because of their motorsports success, they're able to sell more road-going cars. And I genuinely hope Aston Martin is able to get a lot of success, because look at this thing. It is absolutely spectacular to look at, and I'm sure, like I told you guys, this will be super fun to drive. So I'm excited to drive this. A lot of things happening for Aston Martin, and stay tuned because we're going to be bringing you all those updates. EVs have been pushed back to 2019-2030 by Aston Martin, and they're focusing on obviously the road-going cars, the plug-in hybrid, and in motorsports. Time to go take the DB12 for a spin. Twin turbo V8 from Mercedes, but completely modified for Aston Martin, or well, technically by Aston Martin. Bigger turbos on this thing as well, and it sounds absolutely phenomenal. Everything's all over the place. The mic is all over the place, my phone's all over the place, and they need a better place to keep the phone. That is it. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, they need a better space for me to keep the phone properly. Okay. Usa. Let me calm down. That was in Sport Plus. I'm going back to GT mode, which is like comfort mode in the DB12. And what a job Aston Martin has done with this thing. It sounds spectacular. You would never think that the car can sound so good, but it does beautifully. Twin turbo V8, 670 horsepower, around 700 or 800 Newton meters of torque, something like that. Sorry, I'm not getting into the specifics of it, because sometimes the joy of experiencing all of this is something completely mind-blowing. It's otherworldly, and that makes a huge difference in remembering small figures such as this. 8-speed ZF gearbox tuned to be very quick, rear wheel drive obviously, and 3 driving modes. So it's got the GT or the Comfort, Sport Plus, and obviously you can then set it up individually as well depending on how you want the car to behave. But it is so spectacular. It turns very easily. There's loads of grip from the car. It is a little twitchy from the back. It slides around, but that's where the fun bit is, and that's when you genuinely enjoy the car. It is a bit big. When you sit inside, it feels bigger than it actually is, and it's a proper GT car in that style. But my god, it handles like a dream. And straight line performance is 0 to 100 is 3.5 seconds. And it puts a smile every time. Like I said, it's all about the tactility, about the emotional connect with this car. And look at this thing. The brakes, this has the carbon ceramic brakes, so it reduces the unsprung weight. And the bite is damn good, and it's sliding. This was in GT mode right now, not even in Sport Plus. The handling is bang on point. You know exactly what the car is doing. There's so much grip, mechanical grip. Okay, so Again, coming down, what has Aston Martin done differently this time? Well, even though the car looks like a DB11 or looks like the DBS or an upgraded version of that, they have taken the performance bits of the DBS and put it into this car. Now, there is a certain amount of flex, but you can play with that. That makes the handling superb. You know exactly what the car is doing. There's enough heft and weight, and the steering has enough feedback for you to know exactly what you're doing. There is a lot of grip, even from the front tires and the rear tires. There's a slight slip that comes into play, which is perfect because you know exactly how to place the car with that slip. Obviously, the car becomes more aggressive in sport and sport plus modes, but that's completely okay. The ceramic brakes need some getting used to, and you need to know when to press and how much to press to make sure you don't keep jerking around, because the bike is a bit aggressive. But boy oh boy, push comes to shove, this car knows how to tackle bends, fast corners, curves, roundabouts, and anything else that you throw at it. It's the perfect mix of relaxed cruiser, like we are cruising right now. Just cruises, chills, calm, composed, relaxed, hanging out, buddy. You know, that kind of stuff. Park it, drive it, comfortable. Daily cruiser, perfect. Decide to go mad, oh, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. Now, when you put this car against other Grand Tourers in the market, they all have different personalities. Some are a bit more softer, some are a bit more clinical, some are a bit more temperamental. Aston Martin has found the perfect balance. And I have to tell you that this is probably the perfect Grand Tourer you can buy on the market today. And that is a very big statement to make. If you want a Grand Tourer and you want a perfect mix of performance and comfort and just genuine analog feeling, I don't think anything comes close to DB12. And I say this after driving all the other potential Grand Tourers that are out there. This is the proper Grand Tourer that you need to get. Super Tourer is what Aston Martin called it when they launched this car. And Aston Martin, you got it right. This is a Super Tourer because it's left me at a loss of words. That's how good it is. I don't want to make this video. I want to go drive. That's what it's making me want to do. It's making me want to float the car. I'm at a loss of words right now. Beautiful car. Aston Martin. I can forgive all the small things that I didn't like about the car, because in the grander scheme of things, this is spectacular. Just look at this thing. It looks absolutely spectacular. A combination of the DBS and the DB11. It actually looks more muscular, brawnier, fills up the entire silhouette and space of the car. I think Aston Martin has done a brilliant job with the look of the DB12. This is what the DB11 should have looked from day one, from the get-go. The car is a little bit wider in the front, a little bit wider at the back. I think it's got all the presence on the road that you need. New headlights which look good, new wider, bigger intake and grille in the front looks spectacular. The 2D badging, 21-inch rims, front and back. And look at this compound. Now this compound or this tire basically has been made by Michelin just for Aston Martin. So it's got the AML badging right over here. Too good. I genuinely love the way this car looks. And look at this. Fully seamless mirrors, side mirrors, and a ball joint like an arm holding that. Looks like an arm over here. The silhouette, very GT style, very sports car like. And it looks spectacular. This is how anybody would draw a sports car. Look at these lines. Very, very timeless and elegant. It's got a lot of hidden aero features around the car. There's a duct over here. Muscular rear haunches look very nice. Very wide. I am loving it. This is a spoiler that comes up when the car is on the move, and brand new tail lights. Aston Martin badging over here. While I was fidgeting around with the boot, you can see there's enough luggage space over here that a Grand Tourer should have. I found this beautiful box. And what does a box do? This is what owners get when you buy an Aston Martin DB12. this box with the keys inside, and the other side has another beautiful key pouch made of leather, obviously. Very nice. I like it. This is how luxury touches make a customer feel when you buy something such as the Aston Martin DB12. Looks is not where the biggest upgrade lies in the DB12. It actually lies on the inside of these doors. Come take a look with me. Look at this thing inside. It is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know where to look and touch because there's so much going on. At the same time, it's so beautiful. I can smell the leather and I love the smell of leather. It's just, yes, that's how an interior of a luxury car should feel and smell like. There's obviously leather everywhere, carbon fiber, leather on the roof as well with pattern stitching, embroidery, and just beautiful. Look at this color. It's like coffee color with cross stitching and vents and holes, and it's got like the cream color offset. Oh my goodness. And just look at this door. Just look at this door. It's got carbon fiber here, leather over here, cross stitching and contrast stitching over here. Look at the patterns on this door. Just absolutely beautiful. This is just the door space. So imagine what goes into the mind just when you design this entire door. Just spectacular. I mean, this is genuine thought process given to design. Now, when it comes to interiors, obviously this steering wheel has been taken from Mercedes. I find it a bit too chunky. I would prefer a slimmer rim because when it's this thick, it's difficult to actually grip and push and turn the car around. The gear paddles made of metal, spectacular. Look at this tactile feel. This is what cars need. This, however, these buttons, this infotainment bit which is taken from or inspired by Mercedes-Benz. No. This is a BlackBerry trackpad. Why would I want that? BlackBerry doesn't exist anymore. Please remove it. Change this. Look at these plastic vents over here. This feels too flimsy. There should have been a bit more resistance to it to make it feel a bit more heavier, chunkier. Again, these plastic stocks from an old Mercedes, please get rid of this and get something new. But otherwise, I can't complain. This is beautiful. The biggest change has, however, been the infotainment system. Gone is the old Mercedes command system, which is, thank God. And new is a completely updated screen in-house built by Aston Martin. Now, the screen size is pretty small, which is a good thing. It's not distracting. It also comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. However, tactile use of it is a bit interesting. It's a bit laggy. It's not as fast as your phone. And if it's not as fast as your phone, you're going to get annoyed because you're used to your phone. So the best thing would be switch off everything, switch off lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring and blah, 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 blah. Put the car in sport mode, connect to Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and go for it. Because that's what it's all about. Driving the car. I mean, just seeing how this car behaves. You've seen me push it. So you know that this car is meant to be driven. I love the fact that Aston has retained button switch gear, engine start stop, gear shifter, mousey clickety bit, AC controls, physical button, which is good, exhaust, drive modes, physical buttons, which is excellent. You don't have to fidget around with the screen for anything. Just press these buttons and you're good to go. Seat controls are a bit awkward over here to adjust, but once you do your memory seats, khalas, program them and you're good to go. And that's what exactly I'm going to do. Time to drive it again and let you know what my impressions are of the Aston Martin DB12. Now you're going to be asking me, are we buying the car? Should we buy the car? What's the price like? Well, the price has definitely gone up, obviously, since Aston Martin has brought to you a lot of new things which they have never done before. New performance, better handling, better interiors, infotainment. What else do you want? Our great looks, the sexy Aston Martin name with the James Bond branding and everything. So you have all of that. The price has gone up. It starts at 220,000 roughly. US dollars, around $1 million dirhams, and obviously goes up to 1.2, 1.3 million dirhams, or maybe close to $300, $300,000. Now, obviously, this is Aston Martin, and you can spec it to your complete desire. You can spec it to your craziest, wildest imaginations with the Q division, and they have a lot to offer. Aston Martin's Q division have a lot to offer in terms of building the perfect Aston Martin for you. And Aston Martin actually wants that. They want you to go and build and customize pretty much every single car that you want from them, whether it's a Vantage, whether it's a DB12, whether it's a DBX or Valhalla, Valkyrie, Valor, Victor, and anything else. So they really want you to go out, spend money, and customize your car to make it uniquely yours. And that's just what Aston Martin, a lot of other brands are following the same strategy. Do I think it's worth it? Well, if a product or a custom spec is worth it for you, then yeah, it's worth it for you. And there's no way that me or anybody else can tell you that it's not worth it. So if you think that you want a car in viper green color with red interiors, go for it, because that's your car and it is your money. So you have the complete right to do that. But hand to heart, I would buy the DB12. I would buy the DB12. Yes. And those are my impressions about the DB12. Thank you for watching the Cornea impression. Stay tuned for the next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and make sure you keep following us, because then we're going to bringing you Astons and McLarens and Ferraris and everything else that sounds brilliant.